Hello, everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Eljay Johnsen Show. The show airs every single weekend, every Saturday at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, unless specified otherwise, over on Twitter at the Eljay Johnsen, where you can find updates and guest announcements every single Tuesday. And if you have any questions over the week, make sure you send them on into my email, eljayjohnson@gmail.com, and we'll get around to them. All right, cool. So apologies for the delay. Just some slight technical difficulties we're working out, but they're all worked out, and everything should be good. Okay, so I am quite excited for my next guest. He might be one of the most enthusiastically positive people I know. He's a member of the Lego and BIONICLE community. I know him from BZ Power. It is, of course, the fantastic Pablo Ramírez Uribe. How you doing?
Woo! Pretty good. How about yourself, LJ?
I am tired.
I feel like you set me up for excitement, so I'm just go for it over the hour. It's great. I'm awkward. People be like, "Who's that yelling Latin American kid?" I'll be like, "Hey."
Hey, that works for me. And did I get the name right? Did it?
Yes, you did.
Thank goodness. All right.
It's okay. We were talking about earlier chat. At least he asked, which a lot of people don't. So that made me hard to LJ even.
Fantastic. I'm glad. Yeah, that seems weird to me. It's like if I don't know how something is said, like be it a word or a name, I would just ask.
Yeah. No, you'd be shocked.
No, apparently, my goodness. All right, let me go ahead and do something quick here, and okay, we're gonna see how that works. So, I have to ask this question. It's basically a mainstay question here at the show.
Mm-hmm.
How is the weather for you?
It has been shockingly nice, and I just came back from Colombia where it was like nice, warm. Here, it's just the pits of hell have opened up to welcome me. So, as long as I have AC in my, I can survive it.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah. I can also relate, especially because I live in a high desert climate, so it is...
Oh, no.
Yeah, the bright side is, while it's hot, it's super hot, there's no humidity. It's all dry heat.
Oh, luckily for you, you get to come to Brickfair where I think you're going to have the hot and... So,
yeah.
Welcome to Virginia.
Yeah, no, I'm going to be melting like a popsicle in August.
It's going to be great. It's actually your mask, it's golden, it'll be just like melt something. So that's going to be concerning.
Oh my gosh. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and get into things. I've wanted to have you on the show for, a long time. It's just I never really knew what avenue to best reach out to you and say, hey, do you want to be on?
It's okay. Not even the electric avenue.
That's fair.
No, but that's good. Thank you. It does mean a lot.
Of course, absolutely. Real quick, if you could check something real fast. So you're on mobile right now, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Quickly jump on into, if you can get to the settings. There's a settings, the gear on the left-hand side, if you can access it, voice and video. Whenever you talk, see where the dark shading on the bar is going. If it needs to get over that little tic-tac in the center there.
Let me see. Settings. Showing me the settings for the chat. See if I can... do you want me to go sensitivity up or down?
Let me see. So bring the little tic-tac closer to the yellow side.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, perfect. Beautiful. All right.
Awesome.
That way you'll come through clearly and there won't be any cutting out, I hope.
2019 is a wild time to be alive.
Isn't it? It's oh gosh. And I say this more and more nowadays. Technology, you just can't live with it. You can't live without it.
Oh, it's concerning. I look at all the books that are like, learn how to make a fire if all the Wi-Fi goes down. I'm just gonna sob. I won't get to the fire part.
I know how to make a fire through making a bowl of cereal. Okay, I don't need a book to tell me how to do that. Thank you.
I mean, it's like math in elementary school, right? You don't have to show your work as long as you get to the right answer.
Wow, you made it to the right answer using the completely incorrect formula. I'm impressed. Oh, gosh. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's really delve into what it means to be Pablo or Zaz.
Awesome. Yes.
So, as I ask everyone here, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into Lego and Bionicle and the community, and what you're up to now.
Yes. So, I am some like super short Latin American kid with a super high voice, which is very exciting. No, I've been into Lego my entire life. I talked about that, I think in the past, you might have done a retweet about when we did stuff about my rare disease experience, where I basically said that Lego was kind of like my unofficial physical therapy that I never asked for, in that when I was 3 years old, I got a 1997 Lego space set. And a lot of my parents' money, and then my parents' money would subsequently go down the drain because of all the stuff that I would buy. But no, so even from then, it was like, I'd had arthritic problems because of health stuff. So it was a wonderful way to build with stuff. Bionicle was definitely the corrupting influence. I mean, the story, the characters, I was obsessed with the color green. And so suddenly Toa comes up and then...
Hey, there we go.
No, exactly. That's why we understand each other so well. I have an obsession to the point where we were at Disneyland and they were like, you have a deal where you can buy 2 or 3 Toas for the price of something. And I was like, no, I just want Liwa. I was like, but you can buy the other ones. And back then I didn't get what any of that was. So I was like, no, I don't mind it. Now I look back, I just think, young Pablo, you could have gotten 2 more Toa in 2002, and you didn't. So in about 20 years later, my subconscious will help me kind of just debrief on that.
Fair enough. Yeah,
I've loved it to the death. And I think I got a lot more into it because of being a Latin American fan. I mean, we're talking about Lego was overpriced. It would arrive 6 months later, and at least I could speak English. I could go on the website. So I got very into helping the nascent community there to kind of grow. A lot of things happened there that basically meant that go kaput. So that wasn't great. So then I transitioned back to BZP and other stuff. And then, I did the Spanish-speaking YouTube channel. I've gone to the Lego conventions. I worked at the Lego store for a year. That was a dream come true. No, exactly. It's actually very concerning. LJ's seen me at Brickfair, people, and he knows how enthusiastic I am, especially about working with kids. So I was the absolute worst because I basically became the kids' best friend. So the parents loved it, and I think half the time the staff had to like it because it was like you were playing alongside the guests, but I think half the time they were like, tell them about the sets you like. And I'm like, but I want to play with the kids.
Yeah, Pablo, you're here to sell. You're not here to be good.
And then I turn back and I go, what's that, boss? I was just talking about like early Bionicle with the 3-year-old child who also knew about the Paraka fusion. So like I tuned out everything you just said. But no, so I think it's culminated in, being very enthusiastic about it, going to the convention, being, I think, very much people driven both for the AFOLs and for the guests, and just kind of spreading it as well to, non-English speakers. I feel like it's super powerful to see somebody who loves the community, has been there from day one, but still kind of wants to give back. So that's me getting off my soapbox.
No, you're staying on that soapbox, darn it, this entire time.
You actually don't know. You've been chained to the chat now. You can't leave.
Sorry, but you're oh gosh, what was that one quote from Thor Ragnarok? The prisoners with jobs.
That's the one. Yep. That's actually the name of my autobiography. Pablo Ramírez Uribe, Prisoners with Jobs.
I actually wanted to talk to you about a bit about the Latin American community.
Yes.
And because I've had guests on before, Javier Hernandez and Christian Breinbauer, who have talked on this subject before, being a part of it. Christian obviously had a lot to do with founding a lot of the Latin American Lego user groups, in a large portion of South America. And Javier is from Mexico, and so he has his experience there. What has it been like? What has your interaction been seeing the community coming from that region and getting into things, getting the Lego, and what's really the exposure to Lego?
So the fascinating thing is, I think it messed me up in the best way possible because basically my best friends were kids that were about 5 years younger than me. Everyone else in my grade at the time, during break time, all you did really was play soccer. I mean, you could do the other things. You could be like me, just a boring geek, and sit in front of the computer watching the latest Baraki
Same.
information come up on the website. But the thing is, right, like there, people didn't get it. So you became more obsessed with the toy. People your age group became even less understanding. So you'd, hang out with young kids at the school, play with the models, you bring them in. And I mean, the internet coming up at that time was a fascinating thing because it was very much the apogee of meeting with people who liked the thing that you knew. And in this way, it kind of started showing up. Can't remember now for the life of me how I probably connected maybe through BZP chat with people that I saw were Latin American. And it kind of started snowballing into, kids my age. I mean, now 24, 25, maximum 26, but kind of that age range. Just the internet was endless possibilities. So the same way that Biosector 01 at the time was creating the Kanohi Journal, we tried to do something similar.
I remember Kanohi Journal.
I was a reporter there, and I loved it to death. And I remember doing it and thinking, why can't we do that? So, learning how to do, layout programs and writing stuff. I spent a good amount of maybe 8 months doing my best to translate the Bionicle books. People have done it way better and way quicker, but back then that was one of the things that I really wanted to do. I think the downside is it was such a niche community then, and it was very much our personality driven. So, for example, there was a big issue in the largest forum at the time where kind of bad blood started happening with two of the members. It snowballed really quickly into hacking and destroying accounts. So that website went kaput, and I think that it lost then a lot of traction in the community, which is I think why it fell back into BZP very hard. And just kind of left it by the wayside. Again, this is, I think, before lugs existed and you could connect with fans from really other regions. So I think it was a lot of kind of time missed out on. But in 2007, I think, God, I hate talking about myself in this way because it makes me sound like just the biggest, terrible human. I hope that one of my biggest contributions was creating the Bionicle Spanish Wikia in 2007. Again, Biosector 01, it was unreal. So I thought, let's do something like that. And it's still going strong. It was actually where there was a Facebook group for it. And that's where when we were at at New York Comic Con and all the Bionicle stuff came up, I did a quick video telling the community in Spanish about what I'd just seen. And then I ended up recording 2 videos in the bathroom of the person I was staying with last night to show all the pieces I'd gotten at the Lego store event. So the first 2 videos on the channel are just really bad quality. I don't know if it was on my laptop or my phone, but just sitting on top of a toilet showing mass. It was very strange. So, if I ever run for public office and or my students decide to look up in my personal life, they're going to have great cannon fodder.
Can you...
It's going to be awful. But then the joke is they don't know that I owned it proudly, so they'll show the video, and I'll be like, oh, let me show you the video where I dressed up like Abraham Lincoln. There you go, kids.
I can already see you're running for office,
and
your opponent, the runner for office beside you, is like, Pablo once recorded a YouTube video in the bathroom showing.
And then I'll be like, well, I recorded many more in weird places. Like when I did a report from a hotel room and my microphone was a water bottle. This is a real thing that happened. That's another one on there, a year in, so it didn't get any better. But no, yeah, it's just I think that was the thing that made it great was the existence of YouTube and so many channels and thinking, Bionicle has come back in 2015. Let's do something about this, right? Let's make channels for people. I think it didn't get very far because I was learning what it meant to be a YouTuber. I recorded a lot of videos, right? When Sean Kenny did his exhibit here in 3 hours from Virginia in whatever the place is with plants and animals. When I studied a semester abroad and I went to 2 Lego events, plus did a pilgrimage to Legoland Windsor, recording that kind of stuff. When we did the interview with all of you as well, the events at Brickfair where we did the panel, all kinds of stuff to try and get exposure. It's growing a lot more, which makes me very happy. Seeing lugs appear again, I had no idea about them. I've only heard about them sort of third hand as I fell out the community. So seeing it grow that way makes me very excited. And so it makes you kind of hope that at least it helped in some way, right? Maybe not in a big way, but that in the first or in the 2000s, in the you had something to do with it. So I think that's kind of the way that I try to look at it.
That's fair. Yeah. Gosh, I remember fondly, actually, the YouTube channel that you were talking about. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a Mura de Historia.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All history.
Yeah, and I remember being really excited for that as a concept because, and also being so unfathomably impressed at you making the videos, because you did one in English and then you did one in Spanish.
Yeah.
And I was floored because I don't know if I could do that. It's the same video.
Man, if it helps, I think eventually I wasn't able to. I never officially shut down I did a video, a vlog, where I was explaining that health stuff wasn't great, but that I was starting school, but that I was going to go back to the channel. And I never did anything again. I think I recorded about 2 more videos, but yeah, I think I bit off more than I could chew, which is not a bad thing, right? I think that if you want to extend and expand to people, that's good. But I mean, I was, writing the episodes, recording them, speaking about them, editing them, publishing them. And so it became a lot, especially it was the last year of my college program. It was the culmination of 8 years of competing in the public speaking team. And then, after that, I worked at the Lego store. I started my master's. I am now a teacher. And now most of my YouTube time is actually taken up by a rare disease Spanish-speaking YouTube channel. So if time allows, I would love to go back to Muro de la Historia. It's so wonderful. And I think that now that I have a better understanding of a lot of things, I could do it. If nothing else, I could probably cajole somebody into being my editor to make it a lot easier.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things that I think in life, I still think about it, and it kind of hurts a little bit of thinking that it's kind of just languishing there. And, you'll get subscribers every month or two, or people doing YouTube channels being like, what happened with the channel? And you feel awful, and you're like, I'm sorry.
Trust me. I've been there for 8 years with Biocraft. So
well, I might reach out to you very covertly to figure out what to do. It'll be great to be in cahoots.
I mean, hey, that sounds good. That sounds great. But yeah, no, I mean, I think it's good to see it. It's there. It's not a bad thing that it's shut down. It's just because I'm glad it isn't, because it's still there, being there. And honestly, I'm very happy that you did a series on it. Oh gosh, did you? I think every episode is different.
Oh, was it like fiction one?
Hello Matanui?
Yes.
Yes.
That is the one that I'm really mad I never finished. And and here's the reason why I never finished, right? The last episode, episode 10, was going to be Palin covering the Matoran fighting the Rahi. And I was going to have all of the footage for the Matanui online game, and I was going to record it like I was a speaker, reporting on it. But it got so much, and at the time my laptop was not super great in terms of space for exporting videos, so I just kind of looked with dread at going to that last episode. Yeah, I'd really love to go back to it. I had so many ideas. I actually had like a multi-year story planned out with both characters. I mean, character development for him. I mean, I tell myself until I believe it that I like being a writer, so it was a very good experience of trying out audio-based, like, Welcome to Night Vale, but Bionicle-based fiction. So maybe I'll go back to it someday, or I'll definitely go back to it someday. But I Palin is far too close to my heart.
Yeah, no, I get you, because it's such a unique idea, a unique concept. Like, there's not really anything else. Well, okay, so it's so unique. There's not really anything else in the Bionicle community like it right now, and I don't think I've ever seen. Like, you have interview series, and those are very, very, very rare. There's one that was started up pretty recently by, son of a biscuit. I
don't know that channel. Who's Son of a Biscuit?
I'm trying to remember the name. He
have I been out of the community that long? Shoot.
Makuta Alvarez. Yes. So Makuta Alvarez, he recently started. Do not play that video. Okay. He recently started a series called the Bionicle Interview Series, where he interviews different Bionicle sets. And I think that's that's super unique and clever. But what you did, you were a reporter on Matanui. And that's just so clever and so ripe with potential. And
I was so excited. I honestly, now that we're talking about it, I low-key want to go back. I mean, prepare all of my lessons super in advance so that as I fail every night and I cry at feeling that I didn't do right by my students, my break can be, all right, let's record the next episode and just have all of them ready to send them out one a week.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically
I'd love
what
to
I
do
do.
that.
It's just you stockpile things and then you release them.
Yeah.
It's great. Honestly, I mean, if you're ever looking for help with it.
Oh, please, yes. Especially because I think that since Muro de la Historia tried to do a lot of like news-based stuff and other things that were already there, sort of, I think maybe just kind of emphasizing that.
Yeah.
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 now my gears are turning. Oh, shoot.
No, what did I do? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to burden you with more.
Whenever Pablo is thinking it's a very dangerous thing for humanity.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Because the last time you and I were thinking about things, it resulted in such an excellent Brickfair event slate.
Oh, agreed. Oh, no, I am so excited for what's coming up for in less than a week. I mean, it's going to be awful for all of the other attendees, but the two of us are going to think it's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. It's been fascinating because you and I have been working on it. And because Kevin really lit the fire under us to get us really thinking about things and working out some things. Because, he really wanted to... Because he recognizes there's a large Bionicle gathering at Brickfair. And so it makes sense for some Bionicle activities and games and seminars for people that otherwise might not have that.
Agreed.
And we came up with a whole slew of things that I think we're going to
we did.
kind of explain in just a moment here.
Mm-hmm. Also, quick side note before you explain that, I just pulled up Twitter and I pulled up the feed, and I'm so happy you grabbed the photo of me with the knockoff superheroes that I bought in Korea, because I think that must be one of my proudest objects I own in my entire life now.
You still have it?
Oh yeah, I have so many of them. I bought one that was the Air Force One, but I bought it at like CVS when we were coming out of Awesome Con with my boss from the Lego store, and he looked at me just thinking, you are a fool with your money. And I thought, yes, but I own it. I'm so happy you chose that photo. Thank you.
It's one of my favorite photos of you because not only do you look at this, isn't it exquisite? But you have. So for anyone unfamiliar, that is a bootleg he's holding, and yes, that is Captain America and Superman on what seems to be some sort of large blocky aircraft.
You thought Lepin was taken down. Just you wait. Honestly, now that you said that, I might bring some of them to Brickfair to show them to people. I might actually.
That would be an experience. Oh my gosh.
That would be fascinating. I'm going to do that now too. All right, so I'm going to add that to my to-do list. It's going to be Hello Matanui and bootleg sets from South Korea and CVS.
Oh, that's glorious. I love it so much. Oh man.
But on less entertaining news, just kidding, Brickfair.
Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Brickfair.
Yes.
So, for anyone unfamiliar with it, Brickfair is a LEGO convention that takes place in late July, early August. The public days are August 3rd to the 4th in the Chantilly... it's the Dulles Expo Center in Chantilly, Virginia. If you're an exhibitor, so you pay a certain amount of money to exhibit your mocks there and be a part of the setup, then you will have access to the 3 days prior to the event being public, so the 31st to the 2nd. And one of the other perks to that is you get access to all of the different games and events and seminars hosted by other exhibitors. This year, Pablo and I have been put in charge of many of the Bionicle-centric ones. I think all of them. And
I believe so, yes.
It's gonna be great. So let's kind of go down the list. I've got the schedule open. Do you want me to send you a link to that?
That'd be great, yes, because I have it saved on my what's it called, iPad, but I'm a dumber son, so I don't have it on me.
That's all right. It might have. When did you save it? Because it did recently update.
Yeah, I think I saved it earlier, so if you have the later version, that could probably be good.
All right, I sent it over in the general chat here, so that is
Awesome, awesome.
most up to date. So starting off, there is going to be a returning event from last year. Last year, Andrew Boltop, a Black Six from BZ Power, and we did an event called the Bionicle Trivia Challenge. And it was essentially where you had everyone gathered in one place. You had a slew of different questions that you had to answer. Then it boiled down to 10 people. And then, through a process of elimination, 3 people, and those were the top 3 winners. It's coming back. It's coming back again. It's the Bionicle Trivia Challenge 2. Because this time,
Yes.
it's personal.
Dun dun dun.
So yeah, no, we're doing that again. I've been working out the prizes. And it's going to be a super, super good time.
I'm really excited. I'm really, really pumped.
It's going to be great. Now, have you looked at the question sheet, the question and answer sheet?
I did, and I'm gonna look through it as well. I'm gonna chat with you about how to do the final round kind of a thing.
Perfect. Excellent, excellent.
But yes, I am very excited for people to start sobbing uncontrollably when they see the questions and have no clue what to do.
Oh yeah. No, I usually divvy it up in increments of is it 5? So I have 5, pretty normal questions, and then I have 5 difficult questions, and then 5 hard ones. Just unfair questions.
I mean, not unfair. You mean super fair. It's just it depends on how much you know.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
It's my mentor teacher said he would have for the AP kids. He'd give them super hard extra credit questions, and whenever the kid said that's super easy, he'd go, "It's only super easy if you know it." So that's my ethos for this.
Yep, no, that is entirely fair. And my criteria for picking questions and answers was, could I answer that? Like, if I couldn't answer that, I feel like it wouldn't be appropriate to have it on a question and answer sheet. Because if someone asks me and I can't answer it, well, why would I try and ask someone else? So, but that's going to be a blast for anyone going as an exhibitor. That's going to be taking place on Thursday. So that is Thursday at 11 o'clock a.m. So it's going to be August 1st. So the next event after that, you are actually hosting.
Oh, yes.
Tell us a little bit about this.
Yes. So it is very strange to talk about it because we're going to make it a very PG-based game, which is going to be very exciting.
That works for me.
Oh, yeah. No, exactly. I talked about it with Andrew last night, and I was like, all right, you are all going to mess with the host, and I'm going to do my best in my teacher voice to just be the most... not go just all out with anger and everything. So, for the people listening to the chat, Rooster Teeth Productions, they're the guys who do Ruby, Red vs. Blue, Achievement Hunter, Let's Play, all that stuff. They have their, oh my god, amazing image. Sorry, I just saw that. So, I'm going to save that, and I'm going to tweet that out, because now I know every person who's competing on each side. So, that's going to be great.
Here, let me go ahead and I'll just send that image to you directly.
Oh, you are the hero Gotham needs, but not the one it deserves, LJ.
I know. It's my curse.
And Batman. So the game is called On the Spot, and it's their very own sort of game show kind of a game thing. That's redundant. Great. And so the idea is it's a lot of improv-based game where the contestants on each team play. The thing that's really fun about this game is that the games are very outrageous. Even if they've done a dry run like we will do, there will probably be a lot of messing up. And it is customary for the guests to mess with the host. So, for example, I have a ding bell that I'm going to use to start. And I believe in every episode, somehow the contestants have found a way to steal it and just mess with it. And the host just looks the most done with everything. So I'm very excited for that. I'm going to see if somebody asked on our Instagram if it's going to be live streamed. I'm going to see if the Wi-Fi allows for it. 3 years ago when we live streamed a quick walk around on the BCP Facebook, we were able to do that. But even if it's not, I'm going to have cameras recording it as well so that we can put it up online.
Excellent. Oh, that's
once
awesome.
It's done.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi has been giving me a little bit of anxiety because I need to live stream a bunch of stuff. And so I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
gosh.
the part that kills me about it. We were gonna do a lot of the like Jackbox party games, and we decided not to because of the Wi-Fi, which makes me go like, ah! Oh yeah, so we haven't announced this yet, and I'll tell it on my Twitter. But the two contestants on the TTV side, we have our very own LJ and Ven, and on the BZP side, we have Black Six and Sumiki.
I'm so excited. Oh,
I'm
gosh.
so pumped. I'm so excited. I don't think people understand how excited I am to bust out the green suit and sit there for that hour.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh. This is it's gonna be great. And not only, I'm very, very slightly familiar with On the Spot. I haven't watched it in a very, very long time.
Oh, that's okay. That's half the fun.
Oh yeah. So I'm trying to avoid it for right now. So I'm excited to see how this plays out. But I think this is actually, so I know that TTV and BZP did the panel in 2016.
Yes. Oh, the one we did with YouTube channels, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or the community? Yeah, that one.
Yeah. But I think outside of that, this is the first time that the two groups have actually collaborated on any event of this kind, any kind of a game event.
I think so, yeah.
And so I'm super excited. I'm mostly, I'm really excited to see how Black Six is gonna just steal the show.
Oh, it's just like since we had the Nova Maker Fair, and when I announced the idea, he jumped on board automatically and said, "I'm gonna be a contestant," and followed it up by saying, "But I don't know how much I can mess with you until you get mad." And I said, "That's my secret, Captain. People always mess with me."
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be great. Are there any more details?
Not really. Oh, no, actually, yes. I'm going to be sending out on Twitter. I'm going to be asking people for prompts. And I'm going to sort of tell people now here what they can look for. I'm going to say it a little bit more on Twitter if people don't get it the first time. But if you can, send to me some sort of a question that you would like to see people answer. But not just like any Q&A question. But for example, something like how to build Motonui or how to become a Toa. Like some sort of question like that you would try to see people answering the question. Because this specific game has each member of the team say one word each. So for example, how to build a Toan. So they'd go first, next person you, next person build. So you don't know what they're going to say. And every once in a while when the host rings a bell, the other team can shoot one word that they now have to use.
Pablo, you still there?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Excellent.
Oh yeah, did it cut out?
Just very quickly. So one word that they...
Yeah, so the one word that the other team can use. So basically, send me questions on my Twitter feed that are something that you'd like to see answered, but that you could imagine also chaos ensuing by having one team have to answer one word each, and then the other team be able to mess them up with another random word.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Because we're going to have one that I would also ask prompts, but we're going to ask the audience for prompts, and the redemption challenge might involve the audience. We'll see what the host is feeling.
Oh, gosh. This, I think... See, I'm looking forward to a lot of these events. Obviously, a lot of things you're doing. This is high up there. This is like contesting for the thing I'm most excited to be a part of. Because it's so unpredictable, and I'm looking forward to that.
I'm telling you, if this can be like a mainstay for Brickfair, I feel like people will be so excited to join it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I just hope we can live stream it. Like that.
I hope so too. Yeah, but if not, I'll hopefully have the footage that night and upload it. If not, then hopefully by next, we'll see how the beginning of the school year shapes up, which I'm also excited for, but not.
I can imagine, since you said you were a teacher.
I'm going to be able to corrupt America's youth. It's going to be great.
All right, fair enough. Just listen, man. If you just teach them the Legend of Motonui, they're going to turn out all right. All right.
That's all they need. Again, we can do subtext with that. We can do metaphors. We can do imagery. Like, we're set. I can just teach that text the whole year.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this. This is oh gosh, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm really, really pumped.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be good.
So if you're an exhibitor, then Bionicle on the Spot, BZP versus TTV. It takes place at noon. It's at noon on Thursday.
Yeah.
That's Eastern, of course. So
it's going to be very exciting. We're going to run from the Bionicle trivia one to that, so I'm very pumped.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got to work out the timing of these things. Like, I want to make sure, because there's a panel that Tooth Dominoes from Lego is doing right after Bionicle on the Spot.
Oh, and at the Bionicle place?
So it's taking place at Bingo. So the trivia challenge is at Bionicle. Yeah, the trivia challenge is Bionicle. On the Spot is Bingo. And then the Hidden Side and Voltron panel is also at Bingo.
God. Oh, shoot. Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Which, I mean, it works. It works out and it doesn't. Yeah. So we have the hour, but we also have an hour, and then we'll need to make sure that they're all set up and that Tooth Dominoes is all good to go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll figure something out. We can get enforcers like they do at like live conventions for the famous people, so we can have them enforce our rule of law.
I love it. I think it'll be fine. I think honestly we're gonna
be good.
It's honestly time's gonna fly by too quickly.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, no, exactly.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So the next event. So after that, I actually haven't talked about this too much. I was gonna make a video for it, and I was gonna send out a Twitter blurb for this. But after that, the next event is actually this show. The Eljay Johnsen Show is going to be live at Brickfair.
Yep.
Also taking place at Bingo, which is good because there's nothing intersecting with that, thankfully. But it takes place there. That, if I can manage it, it will be live streamed as well. This is going to be the first time that the show is not aired on a Saturday.
Oh, shoot, that's right.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep. And
that's gonna be cool.
I've had a lot of different guests over the years, I guess a year and a half, and the one thing I've tried to make certain is that I can always stream this on a Saturday, because I feel it's important to have that consistency. So the time might vary, but it's always a Saturday. This will be the first time that breaks that.
That's going to be super exciting, though. That's going to be really fun.
Oh, yeah. And so the way it works, a lot of people have been asking me, because they've seen the shows on the schedule, and I have mentioned it. They're asking me, so how's this going to work, Eljay?
Right.
How you really... Who's the guest going to be?
Oh, interesting.
The guest is going to be anyone that wants to be a guest. So the way it's going to work...
that hurt my throat.
Careful, man, careful.
I don't know who it was. I think it was Lego David, who's at my voice, great voice acting, and I just thought, not with that, it's not. My vocal cords just got destroyed.
I think it could be, honestly. I agree with him.
I'd be very excited to do something like that. But yeah, so live Eljay Johnsen Show, where anyone can walk up and be a super amazing, unreal guest.
Absolutely. Yeah, so the way it'll work is I will be up there at the Bingo location in front of all the chairs. I'll have a microphone. I will hopefully be live streaming it. And all you need to do, if you're going to attend, make a line, come up, sit down next to me, and we're going to talk for maybe about 5 minutes. You're going to talk about your perspective on the hobby that we all share, which is, of course, Lego. Talk a little bit about yourself, what you do, how you got into things, and just kind of talk about yourself for however long we can fit in before we need to move on to the next guest, and it's just going to rotate. Just going to be anyone that is able to make it there and take the time to sit down and have a fun conversation, albeit brief, because I want to fit as many people in as possible.
Yes. But that's going to be so exciting. It's going to be really, really cool.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. I'm super looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward, most importantly, to talking to all these different people. So anyone is welcome. Just come on up, say hi, keep it family friendly, and just have a good time talking to me and the community it airs to.
Yay!
So it's going to be great.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, no, and that will air. And again, I'll make an announcement for this probably
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow because I'm leaving a couple of days after.
Oh shoot, that's right.
Yeah,
I forget that it's like 4 days from now.
right. It's a little unreal.
That's shocking to me. Wow.
Yeah, no, it's coming up. But the show will be airing live at Brickfair Thursday at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So it's going to be August 1st at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. All right.
So much fun.
Oh, gosh, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. It's going to be really good.
After that, we kind of talked about this earlier on the TTV podcast, so I don't want to spend too much time to it. So later that day, we're going to have one more event. It's called Playing Bionicle the Game with Meso and Eljay. Oh gosh, I cannot express how difficult it has been for me to try and tackle how to do this. Because I've been trying to get the game to work. There are a few challenges. First, getting the game to work on a laptop on Windows 7, which is possible. Right. It's very possible to do. But then getting it to work via an Xbox One controller, which is significantly harder.
Oof.
So, but
you'll be able to do it. You can count on us to help you with the tech specifics while we're there, at least the screen and stuff.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, because
of course, I don't want the community missing out on that.
Oh, it's gonna be an adventure because the way that these usually work, if anyone is familiar with Monog with Meso, is that I've played most of the Bionicle games, especially Bionicle the game. I'm rather well versed with it. Even just a few days ago when I was testing it out, I finished in maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I enjoy it. Meso has never played it, so what I need to do is guide him through the game as much as I can, and hope that I don't have an aneurysm while doing so. Because playing a game
But
with
if
Meso...
you do, it'll make for great content.
Yeah, pretty much.
My throat is destroyed. LJ had an aneurysm. People will be like, that was the wildest Brickfair ever.
Wow, let's do that again.
Yeah, people won't actually help you. They'll be like, was this part of the show? Or
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so we'll be doing that. I'll be guiding him through it. It will be a blast. I don't know how long it will last. I cannot imagine it's going to go any longer than an hour. We'll see how much progress we make in that time. But yeah, so it'll be Meso and I doing that. I'm trying to work out ways to involve the audience and people who are there, and then people who are, watching it, because I hope to live stream it as well. And we'll see how it works out. That's going to also be on Thursday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
God, that's going to be fun.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be a blast.
I just realized one way to involve the audience. Have them call out things for Meso to do, and you're not allowed to tell him if they're good or bad. So you have to work with what the audience is telling Meso to do.
I was thinking that. I was thinking something along a very similar line where I'd be like, all right, you know what? I'm getting too frustrated. I'm going to pick someone from the audience to come on up here and just coach him for 5 minutes.
That would be fantastic. Coach him.
Let's do both of those things, honestly. Let's just... We'll have someone there coach him, and then we'll have people shout out things for him to do, and I just have to be silent.
Cool. I like that.
That's brilliant. Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, every time we talk about it more and more, I don't know if the audience knows this, but we jump giddy with excitement.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. No, and this is special because, Brickfair has had the largest gathering of Bionicle fans internationally, I would say, but outside of the very, very few things that you and I have done and worked on and kind of facilitated, there haven't really been many Bionicle-related events, but this is the first time that it's really been... It's kind of emphasized.
I'd agree, yeah.
So it's really excellent.
Yeah, no, it's going to be very, very, very cool for the community. I think they're going to be very excited.
Oh, yeah. The next thing on the list is something that you are in charge of, which I'm also super excited about. Go ahead and tell everyone what it is.
And that is the history of contraction, right? Awesome. So, Kevin suggested that we do a panel on the history of construction. But the whole thing is, we don't want to just do it like a boring high school presentation, like, this is Bionicle. Not because that's a bad thing. I think it's cool to tell people that don't know about construction. But like we said, right, it's the biggest gathering for Bionicle fans, and they know construction well. I'm excited to make a panel that's for the non-Bionicle people. Mm-hmm. I mean, builders who don't know what construction can offer, or they look down at it. I think it'll be fascinating to trace not just the story of construction, but I'm excited to see the parallels between how LEGO is treated writ large and almost like what it's going to. I found it fascinating, for example, that, oh gosh, what was it? Cybots, the one by Christian Faber?
Oh, yeah.
So in the sort of brief he wrote to LEGO, he talked about how he wanted to build it that way. He said specifically to make it a little bit easier for boys to build something from the beginning without any knowledge of it. And it sounded fascinating to me because it sounded exactly like what CCBS tried to do. And, I mean, we can remember people who are Bionicle fans who just went in and attacked CCBS for that. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that it's wrong or right, but I find it fascinating that, 20 years later, that same thing repeated. So I'm really interested in doing a panel where we're going to have fun, we're going to have laughs. Hopefully we'll learn a few things. And as we learn what we can do, we'll realize that the real construction was the friends we made along.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's at the end of the day, that is what construction means.
Agreed. Oh, no, exactly. I'm so excited. I even have like a 2-page thing on Galador, but it's not what you think. So It's going to be very exciting for everyone.
Oh, man, I wish Matthew Wald were here this year. He could kind of just
I know.
Make a
that
appearance.
Killed me. If it helps, though, he is also involved in the second slide, and he plays a big part in it, so it's a way to pay homage. I'll be like, Matthew, we haven't forgotten you.
Excellent.
Come back, visit us next year.
Please.
Please, sir.
But yeah, no, I'm super excited for this, specifically because you've got an idea for how this is going to play out. It's not going to just be Bionicle released.
Right, like we talked about, right? We wanted to offer new things for people who've come back or others.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll do that. I don't expect like a Dead Poet Society, Robin Williams thing where like all the audience stands up and claps profusely.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
I just hope it's good for.
Yeah, and so at the very least, it'll be educational. Now, is this something that we're going to get on the live stream?
I don't think so. I think we're just going to try and record it. Because I think what I'm going to try and do is record it, and whenever we get to a part with the slide, cut to that in the video.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. We'll see as we get closer, kind of what the tech issues have been like while we're there, and then we can work with that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna need to pull you aside on, I want to say Wednesday, and we're just gonna have to hunt down whatever it is we're going to be using, so we can have a little familiarity with it before like the 2 hours of prep time we'll have on Thursday.
And like the non-stop events for every one of us involved.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, originally it was really bad because there was the Bionicle Trivia Challenge, and then right after Bionicle on the Spot, and then right after was Monog with Bionicle the Game with Us. So it's just in this 3-hour chunk.
Yep. It was gonna be not the best.
No. I was not looking forward to being required to sit at the bingo area for like 2 hours.
Yeah, the aneurysm would actually arrive there. It doesn't matter if Mess is doing badly.
now I get to choose to sit there because Meek will be doing his presentation after everything. And it's like, all right, now I can be here and no.
Yeah. You're like, oh, nope. Backtrack.
It's gonna be fantastic.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm really pumped.
So, for exhibitors, that is going to be taking place on Friday at 4:00 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that will hopefully be up sometime in the near future online.
Yes.
Okay, and in that case, there's only one more thing, and
okay.
we talked about this earlier on the TTV podcast, but it's reasonably straightforward. It's the TTV podcast, so
yes,
it's going to be an episode of the podcast that is recorded and hopefully streamed live in front of actual real human beings for the very first time.
Ba-da-ba-bum.
And so it's going to be quite a different experience for everyone involved, of course, given that we've recorded a podcast in person before, but never in front of people before. And it also helps that 2019 actually marks 10 years since many of us started podcasting.
Does it really?
Mm-hmm, because we started...
Wow!
VAR and a few others started IBZP, which is, the independent
that's right.
BZ Power podcast, in 2009.
Okay, so here's something we're going to do. People listening right now, plan in advance how to get a gift for all of them, but don't tell them what it is. Plan amongst yourselves. Count on me to help you out however you need.
Oh my god. No, it's all right. It's all right. The gift is being there to do this in person.
All right, now calm down there.
It's being able to share our podcast with everyone. But it's gonna be great. I think IBCP aired in September 4th in 2009.
Wow.
And I started podcasting in November of 2009.
That's amazing.
Oh,
it really is. Like, holy smokes.
Yeah. It's something to think. It's like, wow, I've been doing this for a decade. I've been doing this for a decade.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yep.
So yeah, it's gonna be great. So if we can get that all worked out, again, that'll be on Friday at 5:00 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
No, that's gonna be very exciting. It's gonna be really cool. It really is.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be excellent. And that's it. That's all of the events that we are going to be a part of.
Si, senor. That's true.
Phew. It's a lot of stuff.
I was gonna say it's definitely not as tiring as 2 hours nonstop of bingo, but
yeah,
it's helping us build stamina.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh gosh. I see. I'm excited for it because I actually like public speaking. It's why.
Oh, I hate it. It's terrible.
Oh gosh, no, I love it. I was actually really disappointed because while I wasn't in TTV, the others did an event at Lego Live in New York where they were on a stage in front of a crowd of people doing a presentation on Lego Boost.
What?
Yeah, I'm sitting here going, I was made for that.
You're like, I've been training my entire life for this.
Well,
it's like a Mr. Miyagi Neo from The Matrix. I know this.
Exactly. It's like, you know what? It's fine. It just means my true calling is yet to come. It's not stage work. It's voice acting. I'll get there, and I'll be all good.
Cool. Oh, maybe that's the gift that people can give you during the Eljay Johnsen Show live.
Oh, no.
Can give you, like, a license or, like, a job with whoever it is for, like, voice acting.
I mean, I wouldn't turn that down.
You wouldn't?
Here.
Yeah, you're like, I would not mind that.
Here, my gift to you is the start of your career. All right, the show is over. I'm going to talk to everyone later.
Yeah, you're like, peace.
I got to sign some contracts. That'd be amazing.
Oh, you laugh like it's not going to happen, but the gag is.
Oh, gosh. Don't get my hopes up, man.
Yeah, you're like, I've been burned before.
That's in Bionicle. It was canceled twice. I know this pain.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that.
But, yeah, so that's everything. I'm sure that between the two groups here, between Pablo and BZP and me and TTV, we'll have plenty of coverage and announcements over the next few days, kind of detailing things so it's easy to digest and source and reference. So
yeah, Bionicle is going to steamroll Brickfair. It's going to be great.
Oh yeah. In fact, I think there was an increase in the size of the Bionicle area this year just because of how many mocks there are this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I love what two of the commenters said. One bad comment picture said to turn it into Bionicon, and Lego David said Bionicle Fair. So I think we should talk to Todd.
Hey, listen, I'm not saying, Mr. Todd, I'm not saying that this is a hostile takeover. Just
But it is a hostile takeover.
give us the keys to the convention.
Yeah. Like, first off, give us Bionicle. Second, let LJ be a voice actor. After that, we're good.
I feel like Todd would be like, all right, well, here's how much it costs. Here's the power bill. Here's the Wi-Fi bill. Here's the security bill.
Oh no, take it back.
Wait, no, hold on. We need more time.
No! And like, why did Bionicle Fair go bankrupt?
Well, you see what happened.
Well, you see.
No, Pablo. It sold well. Tickets to Bionicle Con sold well.
It sold well. No. Oh no, this hurt me in the bottom of my little heart.
It didn't last for a year and a half, just a day and a half.
Oh man. Oh boy, what is it they say in SpongeBob? Oh, Neptune.
Oh, gosh. No, we gotta change it. Oh, Aquabagna. Neptune's a watery planet. It's blue. I know Neptune. Wait. No,
it's close enough to a robot falling in there.
Yeah. Okay, we'll work on it. Yeah,
oh god, my stomach hurts from laughing. Like, I'm actually not joking. My diaphragm is hurting.
I'm sorry.
No, I love it. That's how you know it's been a great conversation.
That's true. That is true.
Oh.
So. All right. That's all the Brickfair stuff. Pablo, you want to take some questions?
I would love to take some questions. If people have not gotten bored of me, which is usually what happens, mostly with my...
I'm not bored of you. I don't think I could get bored of you. It just...
Oh, it's I tell myself that to sleep it.
Okay, good. Well, I will mention it however many times you can get some peaceful sleep.
But yeah, if anybody has any questions, please shoot them forward. If not, I can answer them at any time, usually using a GIF or GIF. You do you. You can tell me how you want to answer it, but usually that's how extra I am in life.
Fair enough. That's not a bad thing. In that case, for the time being, I'm going to open up the YouTube live chat. So any questions you have, go ahead and ask.
Super cool.
Boy. Well, in the meantime...
I'm excited.
Yes. I don't know if I've ever asked you this. Like you said, your favorite Toa is obviously the best Toa. Of course, it's Liwa.
Well, of course, but only the OG Liwa.
Of course. Liwa Mata.
Liwa Mata, of course. Oh, here we go. So Lego David asks, what is your opinion on Anti-Hero Factory? Oof. I mean, God, that's a good question. I moved to the States at the end of 2009, and the fact that Bionicle was canceled right after killed me, because I was like, I finally moved to the country where it happens. Like, Dakota Hamilton, it's the room where it happens, and suddenly Bionicle was done. So I held a grudge against it. Mm-hmm. But I started buying the pieces. I started building a lot of cool stuff. I wasn't a great builder, so I loved using the pieces. Mm-hmm. I think it's the same thing now, my philosophy when teaching books in my English class, which is I don't want to shame people for what they read, because if it makes another reader, then that's what counts. So I think begrudgingly I've accepted it, but in terms of Hero Factory for the community, I'm very happy it exists. And I think that's definitely the way I'll phrase it. And I'm definitely not being paid by Lego to say that.
Fair enough. Yeah, you said you used to work at the Lego store. Not anymore.
Of course, yeah. Not anymore, exactly. Now I can just be angry at kids, and I won't get fired for it.
Oh my god.
Be prepared for the public days, LJ. It's gonna be a hot mess.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh my gosh, man! I need to get something signed by you. I don't know what yet, but I just.
Oh, thank you.
I want your signature on something, just so I've.
I would love doing that.
That'd be awesome.
I would be very excited.
We are on the public days. TTV. We're bringing a slew of Biocraft posters.
Ooh! That's right.
Yeah.
Which also, by the way, I love, I said it privately, but, freaking congrats on that.
Oh,
Holy smokes.
Thank
you.
Yeah, I saw your message, and I felt so awful because I never replied to it, and I just got so swept up in things. It's like...
LJ, I am awful at replying to things, so that is okay. I just, that's why I also like saying it in person, because I'm like, you deserve all of the praise, all of you.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy with how it turned out. It just...
Yes.
It's better than it ever could have been, honestly.
And that's all that counts. It's to make a good thing that you put out there. And I think you did.
Oh,
So that's
thank
good.
you. I'm really happy about that. But
Here's
yeah, no.
another one.
Oh yes, yes. Let's get back to it.
Lego David asks, "What is your no? You're good. Opinion on Slicers
Ooh.
slash Throwbots?" I was too young to figure out what was going on. I appreciate it a lot now, especially after now researching Slicers slash Throwbots and Robo Riders and kind of what they meant to the DNA of Bionicle. Makes me very happy for their existence, but specifically for their failings. I think that's definitely what helped Bionicle be what it is learning the things that didn't work from Slicers, Throwbots, Robo Riders, and putting them in there. Later on, I've bought the canisters and all of the sets while I've been a Brick Fair. I feel left out, so I feel like I need to get them. So I'm excited for what it was for Bionicle more than them by themselves. So I think that's definitely kind of how I'd look at it.
Do you have everyone still?
Not yet. I think I have maybe 4 or 3 Slicers and maybe 1 or 2 Robo Riders, I think.
Not bad.
But the exciting part for me is having like the boxes and everything. That part makes me really, really like giddy to know that I have one of those.
Yeah, they were. You know, I don't behoove Lego for the change in their boxing because I mean they've been making pretty significant strides in improving how they do boxes. You know, they're reducing the amount of plastic used for their containers. That's why canisters went away. I totally get that, but I cannot help but still remain massively nostalgic for classic canisters or the Throwbots.
Oh, for sure.
The Throwbots crafts. It's just those are special.
That's half the fun. Like when people hear that they were going to sell them in vending machines and they have the images of the mock-ups of them, that makes me so happy because I'm just like, I would imagine just walking up to a vending machine, but instead of getting like a Diet Sprite, you get like a Throwbot.
Refreshing.
Refreshing.
That delicious Slicer energy.
Your parents look at you going, where did we go wrong with our child?
Oh my gosh. That's excellent. Takuanuva asks, LJ, what is the Shadowed One's real name? I'm going to offer this question to you as well.
Oh, man. So we never heard his real name, right?
That's correct.
Greg said that it was a name that he had for one of his World of Warcraft characters, and he never revealed it.
I think so.
Or am I making that up?
No, so the way it went, so he had Pterodax was a name for one of his World of Warcraft characters.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Cool. I'll double check that real fast on Biosector 1. I'm not sponsored by Biosector 1.
Because not sponsored by Biosector 1, but log in today. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go with I have a class in the master's program with me over the past 2 years, and he used the same name of a guy he made up for all of his like projects he did. And I used it so I was president of the Mason Education Ambassadors, and I wrote the executive order. That's the GIF/GIF that exists of me signing him in. And I used the name for him. And so I'm going to say the Shadowed One's real name is Montgomery Monty McGildersburg IV.
Write that down, everyone. That's going to be on the quiz.
Oh god, yeah, that's actually going to be the final double Jeopardy question. It's all or nothing, kids. Even James Holzhauer can get this right.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh shoot, hold up. Are you ready, LJ? Have you ever had a guest answer a question in Spanish?
Never, so bring it on.
Oh, you ready? Okay,
Yes.
we're about to do something brand new. So Jeremy Jason asks, Pablo, ¿tienes mocks que son inspirados por tu origen hispánica? Si no, debes hacerlo. Dice, soy chileno y a veces me gusta buscar por leyendas chilenas. Which translates to, Pablo, do you have mocks that are inspired by your Latin American Hispanic origin? If not, you should make them. And he said, I am Chilean, and sometimes I like looking for Chilean legend. So,
That's awesome.
Jeremy, that's actually a wonderful question, because 2 years ago, I made a Lego version of this thing called the Muisca raft, Balsa Muisca. It's sort of the most famous object of the Colombian people, pre-Columbian people who lived in the center of the country. They were called the Muiscas, and they were very well known for making things out of gold, all sorts of things. And there's an entire museum devoted to their work, and there's one piece that I love to death that is so intricate to make. But there's a beautiful legend attached to it. I found out later on that the Spanish made the legend up, which kind of killed me. But like the myth was there. And anyway, so when it goes to Jeremy, is that about a year ago, the Gold Museum in Colombia found out about this. And so we collaborated all of the last year to make a video where I talked both about the people, the Muisca people, their techniques, and the mock itself. And we released the video about 2 months ago to open up an initiative for the 80th anniversary, where the 80th anniversary was, what are the memories that make people's experience of the museum? And so basically my entire thing with the video was, I've only lived in Colombia for about 4 years because of health issues. I've always been a Lego fan. I've lived outside. So I kind of wanted to mix everything together. So that's actually a really cool question. Thank you, Jeremy. And what I'd say is look through the legends a lot more. See what kind of a thing you want to build and try it out. Like for that one, I did the giant Muisca raft. I did out of construction. I did the bottom part of the lake, where this mother with her child with a snake god is floating around. And then I made a small system-based version of the actual lake with the Spanish minifigs. And those last two didn't work great. The first one did. But that's what I'd say. It's try it out. Look for both legends. Look for elements of what makes up your country. There's this place called San Agustin where there's these beautiful stone statues that we're still not sure how they were made. I'm going to make one of those next. So anything like that, Jeremy, that comes up, I think you should do it. Entonces, dale. Tú sabes que cualquier cosa que te pueda ayudar, tú me mandas mensaje por acá o por Twitter. Yo te apoyo 10,000%. Dale, porque necesitamos mucha más representación latinoamericana. ¿Listo? Abrazos gigantescos. So, Eljay, you got all of that, right?
Of course. That's fantastic.
Man.
Where can people find that video?
So they can look at it at, so this is my YouTube channel for the rare disease stuff, but I can tweet at you the video, so you can share it. It's really bad because the audio is super loud, but you're actually going to see it at Brickfair. I now put it on display, and I put my iPad on there with the video and talk about how it's part of the museum. I have the hashtag on there that the museum created for other people to share their memories, so it's also going to be there in person.
Oh, that's
But thank you for that question.
That was, not only was that a great question, and thank you so much, Jeremy.
It really was. Shoot.
Really appreciate that. But that's a great answer. That's really awesome.
And if it helps also with what Jeremy said, I think that's another thing that I'm happy about is that when I was growing, I wouldn't have even thought of that question because there was no reason to think about that. And the fact that now there is, and that, you have people building these sorts of things, but expanding it to things that they know about, I think is super empowering for a community that doesn't have a strong of a Lego presence and can kind of use that to make themselves heard. So kudos, Jeremy.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting now. I'm like, yay!
See, this is why I was looking so forward to this. Looking so forward to having you on today, and it's just, it's.
And now I'm feeling like I have to bring the channel back again now.
See, that's part of what I like to do. I want to bring on new and interesting people to help inspire community members to just kind of just be involved and have fun.
No, exactly. That's the thing, right? That's what it boils down. Agreed.
Absolutely.
And what is this? Lego David said, what is your favorite canister Makuta set? And what is your favorite in Makuta story-wise? Oh, shoot.
Ooh.
Oh, man. Canister Makuta set. Man, this is where, like, my 6-year-old shelf would be... shelf. Wow. Yeah, I have a shelf that is about 6 years old. It's very powerful. It's very special. This is where my 6-year-old self would be very ashamed of me because I can't remember the names.
I can help you.
Actually, that's a very good question. I don't think I have as strong an opinion. I'd have to look back at the canister sets, I feel like. I feel like either Mutran or Miserix for the characters.
Actually, Pablo.
Actually,
he asked Canister Makuta, and you just named a fan combo or a fan model called Miserix and a special edition box set called Mutran and Vican.
Oh shoot! I mixed the second with the first question. You gotta revoke my Bionicle card now, LJ.
I can't do that.
I can't host the Bionicle trivia game.
No, you have to. You have to. No! Man. Get yourself together. No. Yeah. No.
Yeah. So I think that was one of those things where again those were coming out as well during that like last year when I was about to move here. So I have fond memories of the year itself. Maybe it bled out into not remembering much about the characters. So Lego David leaves me thinking about that as well.
That's good. That's good.
Huh.
Oh gosh, I would definitely have to say, as far as Canister Makuta,
Yes.
I'm awfully partial to for the Fantoka Antraz
Uh-huh.
and for the Mystica Krika, because Krika's an obvious choice.
Yes. Krika was great.
Oh yeah, he was really good.
Yeah.
Very quickly,
Yes.
to touch upon something we mentioned just a little bit ago regarding Pterodax.
Yes.
You're right. So Greg did use Pterodax's name as one of his World of Warcraft characters. Then he deleted the character. The reason that the Shadowed One's name was never released is because he got such a massive and negative reception to releasing Pterodax's name, despite the community vote. Excuse me. And he, from that point on, swore, "All right, if this is how it's gonna be, you can forget ever hearing the Shadowed One's name. I'm just gonna leave that alone.
Shoot.
I understand now. Got it."
Hey, I'm telling you, Montgomery Monty McSkildersburg IV. Canon now. Let's vote. Let's get Swart to make like a contest and see if people want to vote for that as
I remember that BSO1 did an April Fool's joke where they had this kind of made up a Shadowed One name, but they tried to pass it off as it being convincing, because for a time they were at the head of the they would correspond with Greg after he couldn't be on the BZ Power forums.
Mm-hmm.
And so they'd correspond with him, ask him a bunch of questions, and then bring them to BZ Power. And they kind of fooled everyone on April Fool's and made everyone think, "Oh, that's the Shadowed One's name. Wait a second."
Yeah, you're like, hold up now.
So, no, it was funny. There's another question here from Lego David, who asks, "How do you feel when system fans say bad things about Bionicle and Construction just because it's not, quote, real Lego?" Quote.
Oh, yeah. Again, that's kind of what I'm going to try and address during the panel. But honestly, every time that happens, I just get a, small sense of perversion. And I think, well, we did technically save Bionicle. So without us, you'd be done.
Yeah, we Bionicle saved Lego, guys. So, you're welcome.
And I think, when you read Brick by Brick, there's such fascinating stuff there about how it radically changed Lego that I also think it just makes you think. It makes you think, haters gonna hate, let them say whatever they want, because we know about system mocks that use Bionicle. And we know about the things that the Lego house has about Bionicle and what other books have about Bionicle. So I feel like if you have the random fan that either is trying to troll you purposefully or really just doesn't like it, you just let them be and just think, well, I know the value of my worth.
Yeah, no, exactly. And honestly, Brick by Brick is it's one of my favorite books. It's so fascinating and it goes into such great detail without being stagnant.
Yes, agreed.
Matter. So
agreed.
It's such an engaging read, and it's informative. The Bionicle chapter, of course, being my highlight from it.
Yes, of course. I'm gonna pillage that shamelessly for the History of Construction panel presentation.
By all means.
Yep. Because that's the thing, right? That's the one that makes you feel like, this is how it happened. This is what saved us all. So you're welcome.
Yeah. Where's that GIF of Maui from Moana? Yeah, what can I say except you're welcome?
You're welcome. Oh, maybe that's something else we can do. We can be like, well, now we have the largest concentration of Bionicle fans, and basically all but 5 seminars are done by people who know Bionicle or something like that. So you're losing, and welcome to the new world.
Oh my gosh! Hold on now. Todd's gonna come in there and lean over us and go. Yes.
We'll call up our legions. We'll be in the public days, and we'll be like, bring up every Bionicle fan here. Let's storm the place.
Have you seen Avengers Endgame yet?
Oh, yes. No, wait, that's what we say to Todd. We go, have you seen Avengers Endgame, Todd? Don't cross us.
We just get everyone. What do we call them? The what? Friends? Gather.
I'm very partial to this.
Oh, gosh. Oh,
that would be great.
All right. We got 2 more questions, and then we're going to go and wrap things up. The first one is from Lego David, who asks, what is your opinion on the Av Matoran?
Oh, I thought that was a fascinating addition to the story. Specifically, I love anytime that like Bionicle has those moments that are sort of gray areas. And something about a group of Matoran whose mission is to be turned into these creatures, right? But then the fact that you go back to 2002 and you think about how they were this scourge to be destroyed, and the Toa worked on destroying them, is such a fascinating storytelling thing of like, you know, dramatic irony where only we know how awful that entire progression is. Nobody else does. And seeing everything that the Avmatoran were doing or was done to them in 2008 was a fascinating thing to look at. So I love them as a storytelling. I think there's something so fascinating to be explored there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was really cool to see that revelation, and I love this this comment that circulates whenever this subject is discussed. Think about it. Nuparu made a variety of different Boxors out of Borog.
No! Wow, I hadn't thought of that part either.
Oh, you had? Oh, no!
The Exotoa?
The Exotoa...
Those are technically armor, but, like, they have their little pieces. Like, I like to imagine that the Avmatoran were used to destroy the Barag.
Oh,
like,
no.
I smell a short story coming.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but no, it's super. It's great. It's honestly, it's really cool, and it's. I liked a lot of the revelations from Bionicle. I know a lot of people got a little tired of them toward the end, but
I liked them a lot. They added a lot of cool story stuff that you wouldn't have seen otherwise.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I'm inaccurate from earlier. We're going to do 2 more questions.
Okay.
But that's because one of them is a direct question to me about something, and the other is to you.
Cool.
So Takuanuva asks, Eljay, where is that Ben Cossi mock? And actually, it is almost done. Ben Cossi is a former guest of mine. He's a mockist in the community.
Oh.
He runs a series called, fudge. Hang on. I think it's the Bionicle Inspiration series. Yeah, there we go. Bionicle Inspiration series where it goes over mocks. We have an agreement that we're going to do a mock exchange. I'm going to make him as his character, but as a kangaroo, because he's in Australia. And he's going to make an Eljay doll. So it's like it's a mock of me, but with like doll clothes, like a tiny Bionicle-sized Hawaiian shirt and stuff like that. It's almost done. It will be at Brickfair.
That's gonna be so good.
So,
when do you fly out / travel out?
So I am leaving on Tuesday morning.
Okay.
I'm going to be leaving the airport at 6 a.m. Mountain Time.
Okay.
So I will be there in Virginia around 4 p.m.
Okay, that'd be good. Good.
When are you going to be there? Oh wait, no, you're in the area, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna try and get there around noonish just to start helping set up stuff.
Okay.
So that's why, like, if people need anything from me, if you want me to get you something food-wise, anything else, you let me know. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to serve.
Well, thank you.
Mostly food.
But is it delicious food? Oh wait, no. Did you ever try the mangosteen from last year?
I did not. Well, remember, I was only there for like 1 year. If you have it, I will.
Oh wait, you weren't. Wait, no. You were there last year. I know that, but
I was there for like the what's it called, the Galador panel and stuff.
Did you not? You weren't at the dinner, were you?
No.
That would explain. All right, well.
See, this is the part that kills me. I've been basically gone for 2 years. Only was able to make it like for the fancy dinner 2 nights ago, and then for like a few hours last year. So this is my first full year since about 3 years.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, I will have mangosteen.
Amazing. You haven't even seen my final form yet. This will be the way to bring it forward.
That's perfect. I'm excited now. Oh gosh. All right. In that case, the final question, we're gonna make it from Biomatty
Yes.
204, who asks, Pablo, what is your favorite Bionicle year, and how much do you like 2001?
Oh man, I think 2003 or 4 had to be my favorite years because I feel like that's when like my child self loved it the most. I remember building the Kralika combiner in 2004 and playing with it and watching the animations and writing a short story in class where Taragava commented by saying you are not the first Toa and making up an entire thing about what that meant before 2004 started. So I love those 2 years. They were such a wonderful one. And what is the other one? My favorite. Oh no, how much do I like 2001?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I loved it. There was something so cool about just the little embers that would become Bionicle later on, but that started as simple as 6 figures in this elemental island. I feel like that's why so many of us go back there for when we write stories or read the books, right? It was just such a fascinating way to begin. Again, like we were talking about, right? I don't know if there were many toys that had that sort of a story, and or that you could build the characters and play with them that way. Plus the comics and the books and the animations and the games. Something about all of that worked in tandem to make it such a cornerstone, I feel like, of many people's childhoods, even if they don't play with Lego anymore.
Yeah. No, I entirely agree, because the reason I love 2001 is my favorite year, even though I didn't get into Bionicle then, simply because it's such a sandbox. It has such a great atmosphere to it, but in addition to that, it is so open. Like, I remember a lot of people criticize Greg for giving these super long years, the super long timeline. Like, Matanui was created 100,000 years ago, and the Matoran Civil War took place over 400 years and stuff like that. But he cited his reason for it, and his reason was, well, if we made it so much shorter, it limits the potential for fan creations and fan interaction and making fan fiction, and you lose that sandbox element of getting to have this large, vast, open area to work with and do with what you will.
Exactly. No, completely agree.
Yeah, and so that's why I love 2001, because while we do have story information, we have, the skeleton of the story. A lot of the meat of the story is stuff you can add to it yourself. You can fill in the blanks, and I think that is one of its greatest strengths.
Agreed. No, exactly. It was special in a way that others cannot be.
I think that they're all very unique. They all have their own flavor.
Oh, yes. Like the mango seed.
Exactly. Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah. Oh, the mangosteen. Oh, man.
This is making me now the most pumped. Like, move aside on the spot. The mangosteen is going to steal the show for me.
Dude, it's just don't make the same mistake I made when I first had it, because I took it and it's like, oh, I've dreamed of this moment. And then I took a bite out of it like an apple. Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that again.
This is not one of them.
Oh, gosh. Well, I think it's about time to wrap up, if that works for you.
I know. I have the tears going because I love these conversations. But that's why we have Brickfair.
Of course. Might only be once a year, but you know what? If there were any more, it wouldn't be as special, would it?
Yes, exactly.
So, all right. In that case, Pablo, thank you so much for taking the time here. This has been just an unmitigated blast.
Thank you. This has been so much. I mean, I'm telling you, like, my stomach hurt. We talked about wonderful things. You got to hear the first answering question in Spanish.
Yep.
No, it was awesome.
Yeah, no, I'll have to have you back if we can schedule it and just have more of a good time.
Oh, si, senor. Honestly, like, with no topic, I'll just come up to, like, laugh like a maniac. My voice will be loud. They'll be like, all right, this child.
It's going to be wonderful.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. Well, that being the case, I have one more question for you, and it's one that I ask all of my guests. Where is it you would like people to follow you on social media?
Okay, so I have my Twitter, and I can write it. It's at Pablo Ramírez U. I think it might be on your Twitter account as well. I guess also, what else? I mean, I have an Instagram as well, which is my full name. It's Pablo Ramírez Uribe. Very imaginative. And then I guess if they want to either this YouTube channel that I've been writing comments on, which is my Spanish-speaking rare disease one, but also you can go to Muro de la Historia. Follow me there just to guilt me even more into like making stuff and pulling it out, which I'd be very excited to do. So I think those ones, yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. In that case, I, of course, highly recommend checking all that out. I will have links for all of those in the description below. So go ahead and give them your eyeball, which is a weird way of saying just give them a look.
I mean, but I will take the eyeball if you want to. I can always use some more for my underground, like, body trading part business.
How much do eyeballs go for on the black market nowadays?
I mean, depends. How much are you willing to offer me?
I have a nickel.
I have a nickel. I'll be like, done. I'll take it. They're running low on Bricklink. The prices are not great this year.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, Pablo, thanks so much again. This has been wonderful.
LJ, this was awesome. Like, seriously, this was so much fun.
And I'm
so
I cannot express my excitement for Brickfair. It's going to be a blast.
It's going to be fantastic. I'm so pumped.
All right. Well, in that case, thank you all for listening. Hopefully you all had as good of a time as we did. If you have any thoughts or comments, please do leave those in the comments below. I read all of them, and I enjoy reading them all. So that'll do it. Thank you all so much for listening. Hopefully you had a good time. This has been yet another episode of The Eljay Johnsen Show. This show airs every single weekend, every Saturday at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, unless specified otherwise over on Twitter at The Eljay Johnsen, where you can find updates and guest announcements every single Tuesday. And if you have any questions over the week, make sure you send them in to my email, ljjohnson@gmail.com. Remember, that's JOHNSEN. That'll do it. Thanks so much, everyone, and have a wonderful day.